Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-March 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Gemini collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Geminis in mid-March? It's such a lovely time of year. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you could lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini in mid-March. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick. What energy is flowing around, my good friends? Oh, I haven't seen this card in quite a while, and I feel that it's very beautiful. It reminds me of the Empress in a lot of ways, and there's a certain tenderness when this card shows up, and that does have a lot of implications into the things around you, how you process feelings and the situations that you're dealing with. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this lovely lady here, and there's a little baby. She's snuggling up with the baby. So it does remind me of the Empress, the mother figure, the goddess, right? The creator. It's all about blessings and abundance, creation. Cup runneth over. We love this energy here. Now, I did make mention that this could be a little bit of a tender type of card. So for a lot of Geminis in this time, maybe you're feeling a little more emotionally tender than you normally are, a little more sentimental, a little bit more in the feelings than you usually are, or someone is, right? To me, this is like nurturing, love, and caring. So whether this is spirit saying like, hey, maybe you need some self-love, Gemini, self-care, that could be very important. Maybe you're extra sentimental, right? Like maybe you need a big old hug, and I'll give you a virtual one. There you go. Maybe someone you're connected to is feeling this energy. That's very possible. I love it for creation. That's another thing, especially like when we talk about things like manifesting. So when I see her, it's like there's this fruitful creation that could be coming in for a lot of you. The only downside to this card, it can be a little too smothery. So watch out. Like if there's any things or situation where you're like feeling cornered, feeling smothered, you might have like cabin fever. But we're just going to leave it at that, Gemini. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the beautiful Geminis. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was titled Big Emotional Warning. And the reason it was titled that is because I saw a lot of extremes in the emotional energy. So it's funny that I'm mentioning a certain tenderness with this card. But last week it was like, it felt great. There was high highs, and then I was feeling some low lows. So hopefully you weren't up and down. So just keep an eye on that over the next couple weeks, like big energetic and emotional fluctuations. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we'd be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Gemini to start off. What do we got for our good friends in mid-March? Thank you. I mean, that's a good start right there. So we got the 10 of Pentacles in position number 1. Let's get that Empress figure over here. That makes me even more excited about that Empress figure. I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself. That is a great start. Let's get a couple more. What do we got here for Gemini? Thank you. Okay. So we got the Hierophant. Very earthy. Let's get one more, especially when we tie with that Empress energy we had and now this. It's a very, very earthy type of energy. Okay. Yeah, you're going to have a bonus. A lot of major arcana this week, my good friends. But right here on the back end, we have the Fool, which is good. That loosens things up a little bit. And your bonus, we have our good pal, the Hermit himself, chilling right here. Are you in Hermit mode, Gemini? But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always like to look at the elements. I feel like it's very important. It tells us how the energies are moving or certain areas of life that could be more important than normally. tons of earth, right? We got the Ten of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Hermit as your bonus. That's all earth energy. And then we do have a little bit of fire. Now, the one thing that these elements share in common is they represent the outside world. So not the internal, right? Like cups and swords, that represents your inner self. This is all like stuff outside of yourself. So we might be picking up on a lot of energy of those around you. But when it comes to earth, the good thing about it is safety, stability, structure. It can represent your day-to-day life, your day-to-day routine. Earth energy is huge when it comes to money, work, business, finances. So for a lot of you, maybe you're in pentacle mode. Maybe there's certain things or business or ideas that you're like fully focused on. It could be home and family. The big thing with Earth is that it represents the world around us. And I always like to use this phrase: if the world is a stage, the Earth energy is the actual stage at which we play on. The downside to Earth energy, it could be a little stuck, it could be a little firm. Sometimes it could be a little dry, a little dull, a little boring. So I'm not saying that's how you're feeling, but it's just something to watch out for with so much Earth energy. It could just feel very heavy. Now, when it comes to the fire, that is quite different. Fire is the realm of action. So it's like we have this stable, predictable, solid energy, which could be very good. And then we come to the fire, which is the action, the actions we take, the actions other people take. So, like switching from all this earth into the fire, that's a pretty rapid acceleration. Fire, whether it is the actions, it could be health, vitality, wellness, energy levels. Think of our motivation, our passion, drive, desire. That's all fire energy. The downside with fire, total opposites of Earth. The fire could be very unpredictable, could be explosive and volatile. So, like a big crux of this reading that I want to look at is around here, because it's like stable, 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 boop, and then the energy like shifts really quick. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we got one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. We got the Ten of Pentacles. Love it. Now, just like every card, there are some drawbacks, but to me, that is one of the best. Now, when it comes to all tens, they can represent completions, the ending, but the Ten of Pentacles is more so a happy ending. And we see this. We have the whole family, and they even got their puppies there, and they're just hanging out. Like, to me, the Ten of Pentacles is wins, victories, blessings, achievement. Think of level up type of energy. So I really like this. So a cup runneth over. I keep using these blessings terms. So I love this. There's an abundance attached to it. So it's usually very claimable. But the downside, we kind of spoke about the earthy downside. When we see the Ten of Pentacles in its rougher aspect, it could represent things completely going off the rail, where it's like, okay, I thought I knew, but I guess I didn't, or I thought I was predicting it, but oh, here something pops up out of the blue. It could also represent that stuck type of energy too. So we're going to really need to dig into this further. You know, I'm big with not turning a positive into a negative, so we're not going to do that until we see more cards. So I like the Ten of Pentacles. That could be us starting from a very good place. So the wins, victories, all that good stuff. Now, moving to the center, believe it or not, we have an energy that's even more solid than this Ten of Pentacles right here. We have Hierophant, big Taurus energy. So if you're connected to Taurus, it could be them. Maybe you have Taurus placements yourself. And we see this Pope-like figure sitting on a throne surrounded by these worshippers. And to me, this is a card that is very in depth. Now, it could just speak about spirituality, spiritual practice, spiritual ritual. So, if you're like doing a lot of spiritual self work, this is a really good thing. If you're doing any sort of spiritual work in general, this is a great thing. But when we see the Hierophant, we think of tradition. It can represent big power structures. So, think of like corporations, governments, institutions, churches, stuff like that. That's huge when it comes to the Hierophant. But it is tradition. It's day-to-day life. It's how things are. It's how things have always been, and that's how things will continue to go. So you see what I mean? It's a very strong, sturdy, stable, predictable type of energy, which can be great for a lot of you, especially if you've been going through a time that's been a little wild. This is a good stabilizing force. But the downside to the Hierophant, very similar to this Ten of Pentacles, it could be stuck. It could be an energy where it's like I'm running into a brick wall. So we'll definitely want to see what's happening with that. And the energy does not stay the same, because we go from all this predictability, boom, right into the Fool. Wow. Now, this is Aries energy, the initiator, right? So, some people also give it to Aquarius. But to me, when I see the Fool, I think of action. It's the first card of the major arcana, the protagonist of the tarot deck. So I think of fresh and new. It's very lighthearted. It's taking a new approach to something. It's thinking outside of the box. It's usually very happy and joyful. So I really like the Fool card. But the downside with this is that sometimes it could be a little unpredictable, right? Notice the Fool is always about to walk off that cliff. Now his little puppy is trying to like hold him back, like, no, don't do it, don't do it. So this energy could sometimes leap before it looks, or it can act before it thinks. So when we go from all this predictability into the Fool, we want to keep a close eye. Now, right here on the back end, we have the Hermit. We'll keep it very simple. Big Virgo energy when it comes to the Hermit. It's retracted, pulled back. It's a very private, very quiet type of energy. So some of you might just be in hermit mode, but this also does tie into that spiritual wisdom that we were speaking about too. Watch out for communication issues when we have the Hermit. So I want to dive deeper on all of this, Gemini. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that 10 of Pentacles. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Gemini, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, 10 of Pentacles. Why is the 10 of Pentacles here? This is, all right, this is something starting slow. So we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse underneath it. Definitely watch out for like boredom in this time. That's like one little warning I have. Nothing wrong with predictability, nothing wrong with routine. But when I see the 10 of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, unless you're having issues with a mother figure, unless you're having issues with a feminine figure or an earth sign, when I see the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, it's like a wheel starting to creak. Like, think of the image I'm getting. Let's say I have a wagon at the top of a hill. Before it goes down the hill, it starts creaking, creaking, creaking to the edge. Or like if you're on a roller coaster and you're going up, up, up. That's how this energetically feels to me. Where it's like, all right, we're just starting to get on a roll here. Like we haven't even fully gotten started. So like we are seeing some potential action or a big shift in the energy. But this is just the very, very early stages. So again, it's just be very keen on how things are going, because it's like, oh, you'll have a heads up before it does. I don't know why that's coming through that way. Hopefully, this is a change for the better. I mean, double up on the Pentacles. There is a lot of this earthy energy. That is a good thing. But to me, it's like I'm getting a heads up before it happens. That's how this feels to me. It's like noticing subtle differences in the energy. So we're going to keep moving. That's just the start. And again, it could be very claimable for some of you, like the double pentacle energy, solid, stable. Just watch out for the boredom too. That's what I said earlier, and that's what I still feel. So too much routine. Maybe you need to shake it up. Maybe you need to have fun or just do something that you don't normally do. What's going on the Hierophant? Not saying that you're bored all the time or anything like that. It's just something to be aware of. So why is the Hierophant here? Cool. I like it. So we have the Six of Pentacles in the upright. So notice we have like this block of earthy energy right here in the front. Now the Six of Pentacles is usually very charitable, very giving, very open. It's fair, it's balanced. It's also one of my cards of gift giving. So I don't know why you would be giving or receiving a gift and it's not even your birthday season. But to me, when I see it underneath the Hierophant, it's like, yeah, no, I like this. I like it. So we do have good energy here that's claimable. Hierophant with the Six of Pentacles, it's like a payoff of some kind, where it's like either the process paid off, the hard work paid off. It wasn't always fun, but it paid off for me. That's initially what I'm picking up. So for some of you, especially the Geminis that are going through a time or going through a process where it's not always easy, where it actually might be a bit of a struggle sometimes, this is the energy that pays off in like a huge, massive winner victory, which I love. I feel like it's really claimable. I just really want to see what happens when we get to the Fool card, because I still have this energy where it's like we're climbing, we're climbing, we're climbing. So I want to see what happens. But yeah, I like the Six of Pentacles. It's very karmic, it's very balanced, it's very fair. So I like this. I think it's a claimable energy. It seems good, it seems predictable, at least where we are right now. We still got that little wild card right there on the back end. So we're going to keep moving. I like it. We're not going to overcomplicate it. There's something here about pacing yourself too. So like, you know, that cliche phrase, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's kind of giving me that too. But let's keep moving. Let's see what's up with the Fool. And we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow, because maybe this is what we're building towards, right? So why is the Fool here? for Gemini. Wow. Okay. All right. So we got the Tower right here on the back end underneath this Fool. This is a big shakeup. This is a big shift and change. It's almost shocking. It is. But I want to mention this, Gemini. Not every tower is a bad tower. And to me, with what I'm seeing here on the front, the way we have this earthy energy, and it's like, all right, predictable. We're doing this. We're completing that. We get the payoff. Chapter close, a new one open. So there is like a shocking shift in energy. Now, for some of you, this could be a bit of a warning, right? Like if things are just every day, run of the mill, just doing what I do, blah, 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 there could be this energy that just pops in out of the blue and like turns everything upside down. But it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's like that chapter closes, this new one opens. Um, the Tower is also a karmic energy, big Scorpio vibes, right? So I find it very intriguing how we have like this block of predictability, even though there's hints, right? Like we have the hints right here in the beginning, but when we get to that Fool and the Tower combination, that's an energy where it's like, okay, see all this? We're going to turn the page on all that, and now this is what it is. So, like, it's like a whole new world, my friend. So, just know in this time, whether it's feelings, emotions, how you view things, situation with a person, a work thing, there is like this shocking shift or change in the energy that comes in. And to me, it's like, well, you got what you needed to get out of this. Like all this earthy energy, you got what you needed to get out of it. You learned what you needed to learn. Now we're moving forward here. Like, so that's the energy that it feels like to me. So I think for a lot of you, if you embrace it and enjoy the ride, even if it's not the easiest, I think that's going to be the most optimal for you. Where it's like, no, don't fight it, just let it be. Let that do what it did, and then we're just moving forward. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadows. There is this powerful shift of energy on the back end. So let's keep your eyes open. I feel like they're hints though. But right here in the box position, number one, we have the Ten of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Cool. I feel like that's good energy. It's good enough. It's solid. Watch out for boredom. Watch out for wanting to shake things up. But yeah, to me, it's like the wheels start creaking or the roller coaster's going up the hill. It's like we have a little hint. Before we get here, there's little hints and clues. Into the center, we have the Hierophant with the Six of Pentacles. Cool. That's a payoff. That's a completion, a conclusion, a win, or a victory. Where it's like, okay, you did what you needed to do. You experienced what you need to experience. Here's the payoff, which we claim. That's claimable stuff. But then, boom, we get to the back end. We have the Fool with the Tower. Boom. Shocking shift of energy where it's like everything turns on its upside down kind of. But again, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's all about your perspective on how you view it, because this energy is like, well, enjoy the ride. That chapter, you got what you needed to get out of it. On to the next. Like that's the vibe I'm getting here. Either that or just watch out for a variety of different things that just shift like almost overnight. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get to one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get it going here. Shadow. What's in the shadows for Gemini? Thank you. Two Cups, partnerships, interesting. Now, I'm a big believer that whether it's friends, family members, anyone that we get close with or that we speak to or interact with on a regular basis, there is like an energetic feedback loop. Call it a chord if you'd like. We have the Two of Cups right here in the center. Now, when I see this in the shadows, it's either one of two things. In the positive sense, this could represent a strong, energetic back and forth with somebody, even if you don't realize it. So just know in this time you might be taking on the emotions or feelings of other people. If you're an energetically sensitive person, just protect the energy so you can decide what's yours and what's someone else's. That's a big thing here. But this can also be someone popping in or popping back in out of the blue when I see it in the shadows. Okay, so just keep your eyes open in this time, especially with like what we have with the Tower. There could be a lot of energy where it's like out of the blue, and the Two of Cups will feed into that as well. So we're just going to put that down right there, my good friends. Big card of soul ties. And yeah, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight into your situation and you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March calendar is live and spots go quick, so you could go check that out. But for the March subscriber surprise, we're doing another winner's choice. I will choose 3 subscribers to win either a copy of the Everyday Witches Tarot, beautiful deck, or a handmade crystal pendant, which I showcase at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what zodiac signs do you get along best with? Which ones are your favorite? You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.